To join the stream. Um, I'm BoltStrike87, and I will be casting the match between UW Madison Cardinal and the Kennesaw State University today in the University of or Illinois State University's Might Spring Invitationals match for third place. So this is going to be the last match that UW Madison Cardinal will be playing for this tournament. If they win, they will end in third place overall. If they lose, they will end up in fourth place. Same goes for Kennesaw State. So there's a good amount on the line for this tournament, and UW Madison Cardinal and Kennesaw State University have actually already played each other earlier in the group stage of this tournament. Um, in that match, if I recall correctly, Kennesaw State did come out on top, giving UW Madison Cardinal their only loss in the group state. However, it was a very close match, I believe, going to 3 games. So this is still going to be a very close match we're going to be seeing tonight. And I truly believe either side has a great chance of winning it, as both have been prepping to play each other for the past week. So it should be very exciting, and hopefully it will be getting underway soon, as they should be starting to create game lobby. So yeah, let me just check to make sure all our settings are good, and yeah. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to check what the game plan is for getting this match set up. It is meant to start at 7, but as there's not a match lobby already set up, expect there might be some sort of delay. So I'm gonna check up on that real quick. Not what I wanted to be clicking. Hmm. Alright. Sorry about the delay. It's always a little bit complicated trying to get 10 people from different schools to all coordinate and be able to get online right at the 7 o'clock time. So thank you for sitting through this small delay with me. Um, and yeah, hopefully we should be getting the lobby set up very shortly. Um, and yeah, should be good. In other news, has everyone gotten their first 3 wins of the day? In case you didn't know, it is 50 gems for getting your first 3 wins for today and tomorrow. So everyone make sure to play the game, get those wins, get your gems going. Wow, man, I really sound like a sellout for high res. Uh, it's just filling airtime. Sorry. But yeah, we should be underway shortly, and should be good to go. Oh, I could have just queued to spectate their next match from here all along. Oops. My bad. Now we'll be in there whenever it starts. I just had the realization that's probably possible. Okay. Alright, it looks like we do have a match lobby started here. So we should be able to get into the game shortly. And yeah, be ready to rock and roll very soon. Alright, and it looks like we will be getting underway. For anyone who is just joining now, as we said before, this is the match between Kennesaw State and UW-Madison Cardinal. This is for third place at the ISU Spring Smite Invitational Tournament, so whoever wins this will be walking away with third place overall in the tournament and some bragging rights. So it looks like we will have Kennesaw State on the order side with first pick and first ban, and the first ban is unsurprisingly Set. Set being right now still the premier assassin of the game, being able to carry games very easily with and being able to abuse Bundle's hammer quite efficiently, as well as just having an insane amount of healing off his ult. So as such, Set is a very scary god. I'm a little interested to see it being banned though as a first ban from the order side, because generally you want to leave Set open to force the chaos side to have to ban him or else lose him to a first pick. So that indicates maybe Kennesaw State doesn't really want to play Set here into UW Madison Cardinal. We see Guan Yu banned out from Cardinal. Guan Yu's a very scary solo laner right now, offering a ton of sustain to his team with his one, as well as just being able to deal a lot of damage and offer a very good stun in team fights with his cavalry charge. We see Yamoja banned out by Kennesaw State. Yamoja is still a very good Guardian, however, we've been seeing her banned out less and less, but the utility she offers with her ultimate and as well as just her general healing and mobility from her Riptide is insanely good. It is also Gator 108's, or one of Gator 108's signature picks. So this ban indicates to me that Kennesaw State has done their research and is aware of the problems that Gator might cause on this pick. We see the Fenrir banned out by Cardinal. Fenrir recently has been being played despite being an assassin, has been a very good support. So I'm not exactly sure who the support is on Kennesaw State side. We will find out shortly, but I'm assuming this is a target ban at their support player, as good Fenrir support is able to pick out a target and just essentially carry them into the opposing team, as well as offering a lot of damage and a nice stun. You see Scylla banned out is the last ban in this first raise from Kennesaw State. Scylla is an incredible burst mid lane that is able to offer a ton to the team with large AoE damage, objective secure, as well as being mobile and having self-heal. So having her banned out makes a lot of sense. Her and Giannis have been the two standout mid laners this season thus far, despite her getting a nerf recently, reducing the magic reduction from her crush from 25 to 20%. Scylla is still very strong, so I'm not shocked to see it banned. We do see the Sobek also banned out by UW-Madison. This is an interesting ban that they decided to ban both Fenrir and Sobek, as they let a lot of really solid meta picks through, including Danzaburu, Giannis, Nuwa, as well as Tsukiyomi and Nemesis, instead deciding to focus on the support. So that decision making makes me think that they are very worried about how Kennesaw State's support plays, and that they think that Kennesaw State will probably be playing through their support, which, if I remember from the past set, was probably very true. We do see Dansburu picked up as first pick for Kennesaw State, Dansburu being arguably the best hunter in the game, offering a ton with his kit, being able to intoxicate, taunt, do large amounts of damage, and then having a rocket that can just stun and burst down a target. We do see Cronus and Kukulane picked up for the side of Cardinal. I know Cardinal this entire season has been valuing Kukulane as one of the best solo laners, just being able to bully out his lane, and then Kronos as well as being an incredibly good mid laner, being pretty safe generally, and being able to deal a large amount of burst damage. We see Robin picked up as the jungle for Kennesaw State and King Arthur for the solo lane. Having Robin picked up as a jungle is a little interesting to me, as there are many good jungles still left on the table. And in my personal opinion, Robin feels terrible from behind. So it indicates to me that Kennesaw State are planning on trying to run this game from early through the end. King Arthur as well gets a lot of his value off of being able to make those early rotations and just being unkillable in teamfights. We do see the Anhur picked up from UW Madison for Venom, their AD carry player. Anhur and Dansburu, I'd say, is probably an even matchup. I'm not an ADC player, but I think as far as into Dansburu goes, Anhur is not a terrible matchup. And he also gives a lot of potential to pressure a lane very early on. You see, UW Madison bans out the Morrigan, as we still have mid and support open for the side of Kennesaw State to be banned out. Morgan has been an interesting pick this season, being able to have a lot of potential in both being able to deal a large amount of burst damage, having a large amount of mobility around the fight, being able to zone very well for objectives, as well as apply mark. We see Tsukiyomi banned out for Kennesaw State. As Madison has yet to pick their jungle, we will likely see bans targeted towards that. Neither side has picked their support yet, so I'm expecting to see more mid and jungle bans. I'd probably expect to see a Giannis ban coming out with Madison here. Ooh, a Thoth ban instead. This to me tells me that, again, Thoth is probably a pick of the Kennesaw State mid laner, and UW Madison has looked at this and decided that Thoth is a more significant threat than a more meta pick like Giannis. And we see Nemesis banned out. Nemesis is one of Fish's favorite picks, so it will be interesting to see him on something else, because most of the season I believe we have seen him on either the Nemesis or the Tsukiyomi, to my memory. We do see Ymir locked in for the support of UW Madison. Ymir, again, a very aggressive support, especially when paired with Anhur, being able to impale against this wall, so I'm expecting to see some pressure out of the duo lane from UW Madison early in the game. We see Jing Qian picked up for Kennesaw State, and Merlin being hovered. Although neither of these are super meta picks right now, again, with Giannis still being on the table and being very strong, both Jingxian and Merlin offer a lot to the team, Jingxian being able to pick out targets with his ultimate and playing in a similar playstyle to both the Sobek and Fenrir picked out earlier, being able to pluck someone for his team to collapse on. We do see Hell picked up instead, and with the Hell pick over the Merlin, I think I like Kennesaw State's teams a lot more. Now they have a large amount of sustain for their bulkier members. Hell, we do see the Rat covered as well. Hell offers to the team a large amount of sustain as well as a good amount of burst damage. She does lack a secure, but as this Chronos, so it's not terrible. And considering that we will likely see more bruiser builds on Robin and King Arthur, I like Hell being able to keep them in the fight, and also being able to offer a cleanse out of some of the setup that UW Madison has, being like the Rat ult on her, Impale stuns, Ymir stuns, Chrono stun. And we do see the Rat last picked for Fisher. So Ratatosker, a very strong jungler right now in my opinion, being able to build the Split Nut Acorn, I forget the exact name, I think it's Bristlebush, or Bristlethorn, one of the two, and gives him a pretty confirmable stun, as well as having a global ultimate that allows him to be very mobile and have a large impact in team fights. That global ultimate sets up pretty nicely into something like on her old Desert Fury. However, normally I've seen Ratatoskr use the combo into like a big mage ult like I'm a Monster or a Giannis through space and time. And with Kronos, that big mage ult doesn't exist. So we'll be seeing if Ratatoskr is able to get the same value with that ultimate as I've seen in other team comps, or whether he'll just be picking up the kills himself. Um, with that, we should hopefully be getting into the game shortly. Right now, we are just waiting on the delay for the match. And yeah, in terms of overall team comps, the thing that stands out to me is that Hell is going to be dictating the pace of the game for Kennesaw State, I think. Having a healer is very significant in team fights, and being able to shut down that healer is necessary for Madison to be able to win these fights, because otherwise, Kennesaw State will just be able to out-sustain them in terms of like sieges or poking each other at a FG, because Madison does not have any god that offers sustain in the same way as Hell does. So yeah, with that source of sustain, as well as Danzaburu having his own self-heal, and I think that will be a little harder for UW Madison to poke him out. In terms of the overall team fight, though, I do like Madison a bit more, I think. Although they will have to play around Xingqian pretty carefully, I think that in terms of having a high-impact ultimate, with Kronos being able to stay alive, Desert Fury dealing a ton of damage, Rat ult, and as well as Q-Clan just being able to dive in, I think that UW Madison will be doing decently in these teamfight stages, as well as Kronos just being able to output so much damage and not dying. So it will be very interesting. I think the big thing for UW Madison, and just this generally goes with their playstyle, is they want to be trying to make it as even into the mid to late game as possible. And if they can do that and look to take those team fights, then their objective play and macro play is super solid. So I think that's where they'll be looking to take it here. However, it is interesting. This is a more aggressive duo lane than we've seen from them in past games, as well with Ratatoskr being a lot more focused on getting that early pressure, being able to deal a ton of damage with his acorns pretty early on. So we will see how this game goes. Overall, in terms of team comp, I do think that I don't know. I think I like Madison's a little bit better, just in terms of those late game fights, having a ton of ultimates that are able to disrupt the opposing team very effectively. However, there are a lot of individual threats on Kennesaw State's team, as well as just having that hell to glue them together, that are also very scary. So we will see how it goes as we boot on in. And this is the first game of the set, so it is in fact 0-0. And yeah, we should be getting started very shortly. Alright, and there we go. We are now in the game and ready to go. Let me change my displays on the map real quick. Right now they are... what is it? There we go. Now we're able to see all players on both sides. And then also, we have been using the flattened one, and there we go. Alright, we should be ready to go, so right now. This is the first game of Kennesaw State University versus UW-Madison. Again, this is playing for third place in the ISU Spring Invitational, and it will be determining who wins it, whoever wins this best of 3 set. So, or wins that dragon fight. I don't believe there's an actual prize on the line, but winning this match will be a very good confidence boost for either team moving into the actual AVGL season. So here we go. Interesting pickup immediately is we do see the Tainted Steel on the Kuka lane. This will be very good playing into the Hell. As I said, I think that healing is going to be very important for Kennesaw State moving forward, so I'm not shocked to see that pickup. And this game should now be underway. Other than that, starts look pretty normal, and we do see a Tier 2 restored artifact on the Hell as well. So, looking to build in with a little bit extra power, giving up on that starter item for the moment. And yeah, we should be moving in. As to be expected, the Ymir on her right now have a bit of pressure on the Xingqian Danzaburu, being able to clear slightly faster, and Ymir ticks over to 2, hits a freeze, but nothing comes of it. The junglers are now rotating over to mid lane, and we will see how that ends up turning out here. It looks like Hell is going to be able to out-clear Cronus early. Makes sense. Being a stance switcher and having extra abilities as well as just having the 1-3 be an incredible early clear compared to Cronus' 3-1 is to be kind of expected. However, we do see Rerum under a lot of pressure, and he gets picked up by Workdad on the King Arthur, able to get an early kill on the Cuchulainn, despite Cuchulainn already being transformed into his Rage mode. That's very good for UW Madison. We do see a Rat pick up the kill, though, on Raven at the same time, and Hell very low as well, running away. Fish A gets the first kill, and he picks up the double! And right, just like that, Madison responds. First Blood did go the way of Kennesaw State on the King Arthur, but hitting that double on the mid-jungle here is incredibly important for Madison getting pressure. We do see a play being made. Freeze doesn't quite hit, but now it looks like we're returning to a bit of a normal state. That is going to be very interesting moving forward as we start to see leads and lanes developing. We already see that King Arthur has about a half-level lead on the Cuchulainn, which is going to be very good for him for not being outboxed early. And we do see that also the Rathusker and Chronos should be having a slight XP lead on... here, let me check. Yeah, the Rat and the Chronos have a good XP lead. We do see a fight breaking out here. Danzaburu very low. Venom gets picked up by the King Arthur, and Gator is not going to be able... Oh, wait, no, I have it backwards. No, Venom's the Honor, not the Danzaburu. Sorry, I mixed it up. Yeah, they managed to pick up the Danzaburu kill here. And the Xingqian not going to be able to respond. We see a Blink Freeze jump in from Venom, but not going to be able to pick up the kill on Jinji on this Xingqian. Already, within the first 3 minutes of very action-packed games, 4 kills already down, 3 in favor of UW-Madison. And although King Arthur does have the top of the XP chart right now, we do see some leads forming elsewhere for the both mid and dual lane of UW-Madison. And moving forward, both these leads are going to be pretty significant as they are now able to secure a lot of these neutral camps without too much fear, and just having that slight pressure advantage and showing that they're here to play is also very good. Unfortunately, Rerum will still have to play a little careful to King Arthur, but it looks like he's probably out of the zone of being able to be solo killed again, just simply due to being level 5, having that additional safety of his knock-up, as well as being able to Hulk out and have all his abilities online. You see the freeze come in on the Xingqian. Rat in dunks on Jinji, picks him up, and Danzaburu just has to walk away. We see the rotation over from Albatross on the help. Impelled away before he can do anything, and he will just have to walk back to mid lane. Since Chronos did take it back there, Hell didn't lose too much from that rotation. We do see a big wall coming out, but Raven's now coming over, and we do see another solo kill onto Rerum here. This is very unfortunate for UW-Madison, and however, they are deciding that they are making plays elsewhere and being able to mitigate this early loss of the Cuchulainn to King Arthur. However, Fed King Arthur is going to be incredibly scary for them moving forward, as he will be able to rotate into team fights as well as just invade these back camps and just be a massive map presence. Do you see a 3-man grouping in mid here with the Xingqian rotating over early? Rossetti on the Danzaburu right now is back under tower. But yeah. So right now, despite a lot of kills happening, in terms of gold, it is pretty even. We haven't seen any major camp invades happen quite yet. So, it is a fairly even state game. Again, I would be a bit worried about this King Arthur moving forward. Having 2 solo kills under his belt and being a level up on the Cuchulainn will make it so he will be able to rotate into team fights much more comfortably. Which will be very scary for UW-Madison moving forward. And with that, we will see that The Greater Scorpions have now spawned on the map, so these teams should be looking to knock one of these down sometime soon if they feel like they will have a good objective fight coming up. But we also see Ratatosker around mid lane right now, pinging out the Jingqian, seeing if he can make a play there. It will be interesting to see, in terms of other level leads, we do have a level lead in both mid ADC and for the jungle. So we do see Rat going in air, might be looking to make a play on the Danzaburu here. Jumps over. Danza's pretty high though, I'm not sure he'll want to dive into tower here, and he decides against it. However, Robin and the entire team is coming over here. Fishay a little caught out. I don't think he sees the Jingqian. It was called out, and he does manage to dash out. The Gator on the Ymir likely getting that intel that the others were rotating over. And with that, we now see the three mid combo of Kennesaw State rotating back over mid. And now it's Collision who's pretty far up. He is on Chronos and he does have his ultimate available, so I don't think he'll be under too much kill pressure here as he just manages to back. And that rotation from Kennesaw State doesn't come to much. However, now Jingqian trying to push into Madison's jungle. King Arthur also rotating over. And it doesn't look like any fight will come of it. So for the moment, there were a few rotations of these teams are looking to see if they can make plays on each other, but are overall still trying to play safe, not trying to give up any significant lead quite yet. We do see Hell moving over towards the left side of the map, picking up those oracles, as we see the Danzaburu getting quite low, Venom being able to keep a ton of pressure on Rossetti here. This will be very good for UW-Madison if this trend continues in terms of looking for the Gold Fury, as we do see Fishay blink in on the Hell, gets the stun, but she manages to self-cleanse herself a bit. Beautifully timed by Albatross to not get under kill pressure, as we do see the Blink Relic from Fishay go down. We do also see that Kukulane being pressed under tower a lot. However, he doesn't look like he's in too much danger. And it looks like UW-Madison will be pulling this left side Gold Fury Greater Scorpion, looking to see if they can either bait a fight. The Jingqian was waiting there and has now been pushed away, and it looks like both sides are going to just return to mid lane, not yet quite pushing this objective. We do see the Robin now heading over to this Greater Scorpion. He did step across a ward that Madison has, so they should be aware of him being here. And Fishay on the Ratatosker is positioned appropriate, and Robin just opts instead to back out. But no, he actually canceled the back, and now he's still looking to see if he can get on her. Blink in, gets the root. There's the ultimate chasing. We see Danza ult come out, trying to chase down on her. However, he is under tower. Beads goes into the Desert Fury. Stun comes out, but they do manage to pick up the kill. Kill credit going to Notice on the Robin. However, he's now backing, but we have Ymir rotating over. It looks like Notice will get out just fine. Now we see Collision on the Chronos under pressure. King Arthur rotating over. And the Hell picks up the kill before the rewind goes in. Fish goes in, but this is a 3v1. I don't think he has much he can offer. As we said, the King Arthur being ahead is super scary for Madison, as he can now make huge rotations and be able to pick up a kill like that. And Kukulane just can't match that rotation right now. And with that, KSU has taken back a lot of the pressure that they had lost in the mid and carry lane, or duo lane, early into this game. And has been able to effectively neutralize the level leads that were seen in both of them. So that was a very big set of 2 kills for KSU moving into this more mid-game objective-focused stage. I will say that I think UW-Madison's grouping there was a little off, with them being indecisive of whether to head left or mid there to help either the Chronos or the Anhur. So that did allow KSU to take advantage of their split grouping very effectively. We see stun come out on Jingqian. Robin tries to get a root on Rat, but Fishay will not be falling for it. Right now, the only notable lead still on the map is, or the most significant lead still on the map is definitely the King Arthur. However, we do see a level lead for the Robin and the Hell appearing off of them being able to each pick up a kill apiece. And they do get oracles for this upcoming Greater Scorpion. The Despite this early game having a ton of kills, we do see play being looked to make on the Honor here. Danza goes in, Rat dashes out, Honor jumps out, and it looks like they'll be safe. Gator's also rotated over here just in case a dive happens. We do see that the Hell and King Arthur are making a rotation over to left side, so we will see this Greater Scorpion pulled, and KSU is likely setting up for a potential Gold Fury here. The Greater Scorpion does fall for KSU, giving them a little bit of extra gold and XP. However, it's going to be the Gold Fury that is now spawning in that's going to be a lot more notable in terms of giving a significant lead. Despite there being no major objectives taken, just off of the kills and the farm loss, we do see a pretty significant gold lead for KSU, being at 2,500, and even more scary is a 3,000 XP lead on the side of KSU, most of that being on the King Arthur over the Ku Clan. So, with that, we will see that KSU will be slightly more comfortable heading into this upcoming Gold Fury fight, probably. And it's going to be in Madison's ballpark to figure out how to respond. We do see that Ymir is being pinged out. Danzabrew has been able to regain a lot of the lost pressure that he had to the Honor early based off that gank on him. In fact, actually having a level lead on the Honor for the first time this game. And with that, we will now see that the upcoming engagements, KSU should have advantage, so it's going to be up to Madison's positioning and grouping to be able to, as well as just cost, to be able to take these fights. Hell is making a play on the Ymir, just dealing a lot of damage. Robin blinks in, gets the re on the Ymir, Freeze not on the mark, Robin ult comes down, and Gator 108 falls. This might be the pick that KSU was looking for to try and look towards this Gold Fury, as now with Gator 108 down, taking that fight will be a 4v5. We do see Fishay on the Rat backing as Robin does start pulling the Gold Fury, with Xingqian also being there, and all 5 members of KSU coming over. UW Madison does know. King Arthur blinks in, though, holds Fishay on the Rat up in the air as the rest of KSU arrives, and they will be able to get that Gold Fury pretty uncontested, with this huge King Arthur just being able to zone him out without any contesting. And now Venom is in trouble, having the King Arthur run at him. Danzabrew goes in ult. Desert Fury used as a CC immunity. Big freeze from Gator, but the Danzabrew ults here. However, collision on the Kronos manages to get the Danzabrew, gets beads, however, dies before he can get the rewind off in place of the Anhur. And now Ymir goes into his ult, isn't able to find the kill, and that will be 1 and a Gold Fury for KSU, as their lead has now expanded to 4,000 gold. It looks like Fishay on the Rat is trying to steal some of these back camps, make up for some of that lost farm. However, that first objective going the way of KSU, as well as a kill being dropped in the process, will give them a pretty significant lead moving further into this game. And in terms of itemization, we can see that as well, with a full Rage already being built on the Danzabrew, as well as extra half item on the Robin, and the King Arthur also having an item on the Ku Clan. With this, we will be seeing KSU in a very strong position moving forward. Again, their level leads have only expanded a little bit further. Ku Clan did manage to catch up a bit to the King Arthur off of him having to rotate, which is beneficial for Madison. And Anhur not falling there did manage to keep that level lead the same. However, we do see that Gator 108 is 2 levels down to Jinji. And we do see that mid-later Collision is down to the Hell. So, with that, we will see a small advantage fight. Robin going pretty deep, trying to get something on Gator 108. You see Collision moving over. King Arthur is here, though, which will be very scary for these two moving forward. Fish is here as well, and it looks like Madison opts not to take a fight with Ymir walling him off. However, now the 3 are grouping over and going to... Oh, it looks like a play is being made on Hell, with the 3 moving over to Ku Clan and leaving her on her own. Rack goes in air. Hell's on very low health. However, with people grouping over, she does manage to get the heal. Xingqian ult comes down, and she's healed too much. Rat waiting too long, and the King Arthur makes a dive, trying to get the Kronos. However, he gets stunned out. Ymir ult comes. Robin ult over. Manages to pick up the Fisher with the Danzabrew ult coming around from behind. And the Kronos here also gets picked up by the Hell. Kukulane comes in late, but he's not going to be able to save and Gator 108 from dying. Anher rotates over, tries to get the pin on Dansburu, but not going to be able to pick up any kills. That was a promising fight for UW-Madison, turned into a 3-for-0, a 4-for-0 for KSU. Truly unfortunate and very well played by KSU there. I think Madison was just a little undecisive about having Rat dunk onto the Hell, despite having her very low, since she was just grouped around other people. I think at a certain point, though, just immediately dunking and getting that kill is worth, as the Hell is ahead. However, off of that, the Hell was able to heal up to full, and then the King Arthur was not able to get picked up when he dove tower, and then the rest of the team showed up and was able to clean it up. And we do see that right side Scorpion go down. So now Fire Giant and Pyromancer will be spawning in. So right now, again, game is very much in favor of KSU. The gold lead and XP lead is only further growing off of these fights. However, Madison's still showing that they do have the potential to fight back into it, almost getting a pick on the Hell there. However, they just need to be a bit more decisive about these plays. They are behind, so they need to be able to choose their fights. They did look for a pull on the Pyromancer, however, with War Vision from KSU, that wasn't going to happen. And instead, now KSU is pulling Pyromancer in return. And although Madison likely knows they do not want to fight here, we do see Anher under pressure by the Robin. Jumps out. We see Robin ult after him. Root goes down, and it looks like Venom on Anher will fall here. Again, Madison just being picked off by Kennesaw State here. And again, having Anher down for 30 seconds is very good for Kennesaw State in terms of looking to make a play on the map. Fire Giant is now spawned in, so any major fight lost by Madison will result in that FG being take. We also see Oni Fury will be coming up in the next few seconds, so that is another major objective that Kennesaw State might be looking at. We do see a play being made on Ratatosker here. We hear Danza ult come out. Robin blink. Rat goes in air and manages to get out. A lot of resources used by Kennesaw State trying to get him. However, Rat was able to ult out in time. We will see this left tier 1 falling for Kennesaw State, though, which will be very nice for them. And we do see the Oni Fury being pulled now. Madison will not be looking to contest this with the 4-man groups here. Kronos instead looking to split push this tier 2. However, Hell is aware and was looking to fight him. Having a level lead and just itemization on the Kronos means she is doing a lot of damage and is able to kill him before the rewind comes out. Fishhead rotates over to see if he can look for something on the Hell. However, instead it looks like he will just be taking a blue buff and trying to get away. Again, so far, ever since that first Gold Fury and the kill in mid and carry and that first Gold Fury, Kennesaw State has been running it, as Hell is able to run up and kill Ratatosker despite having 2 teammates near him, as this Fire Giant is now being looked at and being pulled. Right now, Madison is down 2 players. Contesting this Fire Giant is not going to happen. They will likely just give it up here and instead prepare for the siege defense that will come afterwards. Robin is looking at the Kukulane, though, trying to keep him zoned out, and King Arthur trying to zone on the other side. Venom on the Anher is going for the split push in the meantime. We do see that Kukulane is getting pinged out. However, he's playing safe, and it looks like Venom will trade out, or attempt to trade out that SG for a tier 2 tower on left. And then hopefully back in time. We do see with the Oni waves that it looks like Kennesaw State is going to be pushing this right side Phoenix while they know that the Kronos and Anher aren't here, and they dive in. The Ymir wall is not going to be enough to stop. We see King Arthur pick the rat up, as Dansburu just has full access to the Phoenix, and it falls without a good siege fight. Although I like Madison's fight, we do see Dance Rocket coming out. Oh, and we have Stasis Mode. Lovely! This game was going so smoothly up until now, but alas. Hopefully this should load in very shortly, but might take a second. This was a very good call on Kennesaw State part. Madison was trying to take that left tier 2 and apply pressure mid by clearing those mid Onis. However, since Kennesaw State rushed that right Phoenix, they were able to very quickly. We see the game start. We see Danza Ult come out, be able to pick up Gator 108, Rats and Air on 1 health. We see that the Hell is able to deal massive amounts of damage here. I think if we look at the player damage, we will see Hell right at the top of that chart. Hell and King Arthur right at the top, being able to apply a lot. The Honor and Cronus are now back, looking to see if they can get something. Hell is running at Venom on the Honor, gets stunned out, and Hell is shut down by Collision. That is a huge kill for UW-Madison, and with that, we are back in Stasis Mode. With that, we're going to be, seeing Kennesaw State forced back out. Not going to be able to end the game quite yet, as they are, they no longer have that, sustain that Hell offers for them. We do see that, Pestilence and Toxic Blade are being built, so that Hell will, lose her value soon. However, I think it might have been a little too late, as with only a Tainted Steel on the side of Madison for anti-heal up to this point, and the Brawlers, I suppose. That Hell has been running a train on them. The King Arthur as well, just being able to have that early lead has been so significant for Kennesaw State moving forward. However, getting that kill on the Hell manages to save Madison from losing the game quite yet, as well as put Collision in a spot where he's much more leveled. However, we will see Fire Giant still on most of the members of Kennesaw State, so they might look to reset once this Hell comes up and push down this left lane and try and pick up another Phoenix. Madison, preparing for this, is pushing the right lane down pretty far, and also might look to try and get this Pyromancer when it comes up, just to get a little bit of extra gold in their coffers. As we start to see players approaching level 20, the XP lead will start mattering less and less, only being really apparent on the supports, but at the same time, we do see that some of Kennesaw State are already building their 6th item, while Madison are mostly finishing their 5th. So, Kennesaw State will still have an advantage coming up into these fights. However, especially just having not 10,000 gold lead is so crushing. However, Madison is in a position where it is possible to put up a good siege defense in a 5v5. With it only being normal Fire Giant and not enhanced, we will likely see the left tier 2 go down. However, the rest of Kennesaw State is not quite grouped here yet. Madison does not want to make the play of trying to defend that, just because of the Fire Giant and preferring to instead take their chances under Phoenix in the 5-man. We will see Hell pushing up mid lane here. There was a pause, actually, not different than a stasis. Actual game pauses are occurring right now. With everyone standing still, I'm assuming it's meant to be paused more than intermittently, and multiple people are pressing it, causing issues. There we go. Alright, now we're into an actual game pause. I wonder if we have a disconnect on someone's side. If so, that will be very unfortunate moving into this siege here. And it was Venom that was disconnected here. When he reconnects, luckily Anhur has not backed yet, so he'll still be in an alright position to defend. However, very unfortunate timing moving into this left side siege. So this siege is definitely advantageous for Kennesaw State. They do have Fire Giant buff on 4 of their members for a little while longer, as well as help. They have Fireways pushing down right side that someone from Madison will need to defend, as well as Hell pushing up mid lane. So Madison is going to have a very tough Phoenix defense here, and will likely need a very big either pick or ultimate from like, they will probably need a very big freeze from the Ymir, as well as just being walling and trying to kill this Danza Brew as fast as possible without losing any of their members to try and defend this Phoenix. However, it's going to be very tough, as they will be down members as they have to have someone go and defend this right side. So with this, we will see if Madison is able to make the play or not shortly. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a very scary Phoenix fight. If Kennesaw does manage to siege this Phoenix and Madison doesn't manage to pick up any kills from it, if they get killed, they can just lose the game off this play. If Kennesaw State manages to pick up 2 or 3 kills without any deaths, they probably can just run it down and end. if Madison is able to successfully defend this Phoenix, they will be in a very good spot because they will be able to clear and defend the Phoenix and get some kills. That is, they'll be able to clear this way, push it up, let their right Phoenix respawn, and start setting up for the next Fire Giant. Um, However, again, that's going to be a very tricky task. Most likely, I'm expecting we're going to see a kill or two here for Kennesaw State. Unless we see some crazy play from Madison, we will see just a kill or two from Kennesaw State go through, and then the Phoenix taken before they look for Fire Giant. The game has restarted. Venom is back in, and we do see that it is the Kukla lane that's going to be opting to defend that right side, preferring to have the Rat here for the Phoenix defense. So it will end up being a 5v4 here, and we see the blink from Robin as they engage. The stun doesn't quite fall on the mark. Xingqian also blinks in, throws the Chronos, but only the Chronos, as the Phoenix will be burst down by Danzabru. The Xingqian zoning very well. Ymir now caught out ult. Robin ult in, and does manage to pick up the air. We see Danza ult come in. We see Rat go into air, manages to get out with a hair of health left. And with that, left side Phoenix has gone down, and it looks like there will be an end call from KSU. Double Shell comes out. Venom does manage to get the pick on No Taste on the Robin, and now most of the members of KSU looking very low. However, the Titan health or Madison looking very low, and with the kill from Hell here, manages to get Titan very low. However, she gets the double. Rat does manage to pick up a double of his own, and the Titan is alive for the moment. Fireman is doing a ton, and Hell has the damage to get the triple and end the game. With that, game 1 is going the way of KSU. Will I have a co-host joining me? I do not,
What a game,
no.
Bolt.
We do have a co-host joining me. This is, right as I said it. Wow. Timing. How long have you been in the call?
Oh, I just joined. Game ended.
Okay. What a game indeed. So this is, Avalanche for Leo. He will be my co-host for these upcoming games, but yeah, what were your thoughts on this? Quite the game.
Damn. Solo diff.
That
Arthur was terrifying.
It was a very rough game for Rerum. Getting 2 solo kills on an Arthur is so terrifying moving forward. Like,
it was going so well for Madison too, pre that Gold Fury, but
yeah.
Once the Arthur rotated and kind of picked the Hell, I meant the Chronos. It was just GG's then.
I think that was the thing. Like, Madison was up in mid lane. Like, I think at the end of the game, it was the Hell that became the most evident problem, being able to just end the game on her own and deal tons of damage. But it was the King Arthur being able to rotate in that allowed the Hell to get back into the game, getting that kill on the Chronos. You see the same band. Let me share string for you real quick. We do see the same bands coming out of Kennesaw State to begin, and right now it looks like Madison has the same bands as well. So, it looks like they might just try and change how they play. Maybe try and put Rerum on a different pick into this King Arthur. However, I think the Hell was very scary. We do see the King Arthur banned out, so I think they had the same conclusion as you, that it really was the King Arthur that made the difference and was able to keep able to help launch the Hell ahead. And we do see the first 2 picks. We see the first 3 picks being the same as game 1. The only ban changing is UW-Madison banning out King Arthur instead of Sobek, but this is the exact same pick order as last game. What are your thoughts on this?
How did you think the Chronos did? I saw too many ults that just didn't happen in time.
Yeah.
They just had too much burst, and Zach, I guess, wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, no, Collision,
I should say.
Yeah, Collision was not able to get quite a few ults off just due to the burst of Hell. We do see the Sobek that was let through now being picked or hovered. I think the Chronos could work. As I said, early game he was able to do alright against the Hell. And I know he's been working on the Chronos pick quite a bit, but it's still, at the end of the day, the Hell was able to just put in a lot more work than him, and if he's not going to be able to get these ultimates off in time, then Chronos loses a lot of his value. Because Chronos is valuable for having that second life, and if the Kennesaw State are able to just burst him down in time, then that becomes essentially worthless ultimate. You see the
It looks like it's going to be a Sobek solo against a Choo-Choo.
Will be a Sobek solo. That's very interesting. I've not seen this before. Or I've not seen.
Now, Arthur with Bluestone has become one of the premier pressure solo laners or lane bullies.
Mm-hmm.
But with Sobek, Choo Choo definitely has the upper hand in lane.
Yeah, we
So
will see how
I
this.
look to not see Brim getting solo twice.
Here's hoping. But I think the thing that makes me a little bit worried is that UW Madison did ban out this Sobek in the first game, and I thought that was initially because they were scared of the Sobek support, but now I'm thinking that it might have been the Sobek solo that they were scared of. And if Workdad is as competent on the Sobek as he is on the King Arthur, even though Sobek is probably a slightly worse pick than King Arthur in lane, that's still got to be very scary for UW Madison.
I mean, you got an unkillable crocodile. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, and with that, we also see two plucks for Kennesaw State, which is scary. Madison thus far has picked up the same picks. However, we see since they picked Jing Xian early, they do let the Hell get banned out, which I think honestly, Albatross looked so good on the Hell. I would not have mind seeing him pick up the Hell over the Jing Xian here, but Hell's now banned. So with that, it seems that instead Kennesaw is going to be opting for that more aggressive comp where they will be able to get plucks from UW Madison's team. And
We do see the Ymir being banned out as well, so
you think
I wonder what support Gator will go this time.
if I had to guess, I would not be surprised to see it. I know he's very comfortable on Ganesha. I don't know how well that matches up into their team comp though thus far. I think it really depends on what mid laner we see them pick up, how much value Ganesh will offer. But we do see Morgan banned out. So relatively the same bans for Madison, instead just dropping two of them to ban out the King Arthur and Held were so problematic. And we see the Ratatosker and the Ymir banned out. I don't think either of these picks were. I think the Ratatosker had some early pressure that was problematic for Kennesaw State, so that ban makes sense, as well as Ymir offering some early kill pressure for the side of Madison. So I think both these bans make sense. Do you see Ardio being hovered? Have you ever seen Gator 108 on the Ardio for support?
I have. He actually is quite proficient in RDO.
I think this is the first time I've at least seen him play it in a tournament game, so I'm going to be interested to see that. Ardio, I think, makes a lot of sense. The cripple field does very well into shutting down Sobek from being able to get those plucks, as well as stopping a Jingxian jump. Do you see the Robin picked up again? And then we see the Thoth. The Thoth ban was dropped for the Hell ban here. So, Thoth being hovered. I'd like Ardio into Thoth as well, though. That cripple field gets a lot of value.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
And then the Hun bots being hovered for Fisher.
Whom buys into gods? I'm not super high on the Hoonbot's pick here. Maybe I'll see some value in mid, but I just don't see it making too much impact on especially two tanks with CC immune ultimates. You can't really pick them that easily.
I think my big thing is I just don't like Hoonbots into Raven as a jungle matchup. Like, Raven being able to kick out Hoonbot's ult. Like, Hoonbot's ult is something that you can react to with Raven Kick. It has a very loud noise at the startup of it. It is something that you can react to, and with the additional movement speed, you can move most of the way out of. So in terms of that jungle matchup, I feel like the only one that it really gets a ton of value on is the Danzaburuu and the Thoth. I think it can be very strong on both of those. Danza can CC immune ult through it, but he does have to stay still for that, so it will still allow a lot of the Hoonbot's damage to come out. Thoth, I'm expecting we'll see the Hoonbot's ult used on Thoth, and I don't think Hoonbot's is ever a terrible pick, because it does force beads or ultimate in situations that might not be advantageous for Kennesaw State, and is just super useful in terms of playing around objectives, building space, buying some time. So I don't think it's terrible, but I do think that seeing something like a Tsukiyomi here, or might have been a little bit stronger. But who knows? Maybe we're just being haters, and Fisher will prove us wrong here.
Hopefully, we shall see.
Yeah. How do you feel about keeping the on the Q lane here after him being out pressured by the King Arthur. Um,
I just thought since picked up that tainted right
yeah,
as a team relic, as a late game late game pickup, because you really want to go into that breastplate for the hell. So I think he just got a little out pressured by the Bluestone Arthur at the beginning. It wasn't really he played poorly. It's just that item choices just gave the Arthur too much pressure, and Rim just didn't recognize it right away.
I
I think
suppose that's fair.
The Choo Choo is fine. The Choo Choo is fine as a pick, and especially in the Sobek, I really like it with the anti heal on his one going to Sobek healing.
Actually, that's very fair. I did comment on the tainted skill pickup, but I again not super experienced in solo lane and kind of forgot how detrimental in terms of early pressure picking up that instead of something being able to rush towards that. You said breastplate, right? Or instead like
You
spending
like
extra gold on tainted.
imagine if you had like Warrior's Axe or even the Bluestone himself.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. You lose a lot of damage or sustain off of picking up that tainted. So even though I think it probably was a good pickup, I think he just might have played a little bit too aggressive and got called out for it. So yeah, actually that's fair. I think the Q lane. I feel better about the Q lane pick then.
Yep.
How do you
And
feel
yeah,
about the overall team comps?
sorry.
How do you feel about the overall team comps going into this game to you?
Overall team comps. There's still a lot of burst on KSU side, which is very nice into
Mm-hmm.
Chronos. You got the Robin, which is one of the most bursty assassins.
Mm-hmm.
The Thoth with his ultimate, pretty much one of the highest damaging ults in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's enough. That's definitely enough for a Chronos. Two Guardians is always annoying late. So much CC between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, on Madison's side, I like the aggression on the Anher and Ardio into Danza and the Jing, but I didn't know if it worked out too well for them last time because once they got behind, aggro picks are always worse than just guys that can play it back and play it safe. And Danza is one of the best laning guys in the game.
Yeah, that is 100% true. I think. I I'm definitely of the opinion that I do like seeing Madison try and play a little bit more aggressive, but overall in the past their strength has definitely been a lot more of playing into those late game team fights, and as you said, from behind that becomes a little bit hard. However, KSU does have the same issue with their team comp. Like Robin from behind feels abysmal. Like so if they're able to get pressure on him, that's very solid for them. However, I'd say the biggest difference that between KSU's overall team comp to this game from last game is that they do not have any healer anymore. I think the healing that Hell provided allowed them to get away with quite a bit last game, including some of their more riskier sieges, sticking around and taking extended fights, being able to have King Arthur dive towers and then walk out pretty unscathed. However, I mean, Sobek, Robin, and Danza do all have heals of their own, so I suppose we'll see how it goes. However, I do think that not having that sustain, again, it will allow Kuflane to go into a more normal build, being able to pick up blue stone. Um, so, yeah, we'll see. If Madison obviously was comfortable enough to keep a lot of the same picks that they had from last game in similar bands, so they're probably just trying to change how they play into this game. So we'll see how that goes for them. Once again, we do see the Anher and Ardio out clearing KSU side and picking up this first camp. And we will see that the Kronos also is trying to make his way over and claim this left mid camp early. And he will pick that up, as now Robin and Moonbots have come to lane.
But with that left lane, with that left side camp clear, oh, it didn't. I guess both Robin and Thoth didn't realize
No, I don't think so. That's
Kronos managed to
interesting.
because they should have gone straight to rights.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's
why I
gonna
was
be a
thinking.
contested fight.
Normally that's a trade, but now that's contested, so that's very good for Madison. We also see a lot of pressure in dueling, and unlike last game, we see that Rerum is the one coming out ahead to the Sobek. As you said, Kukulane having a better matchup and being able to deal a lot more damage.
Notice the relic pickup this time. He went Bluestone.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
lot. That's a lot more pressure.
It is. We do see the Thoth and Robin getting a little bit poked out. However, Robin does go to the back camps, and Fisher is going to be late to contest it. However, Kukulane and Kronos are coming. They know he is here.
Oh,
Oh, that's
oh,
unfortunate. Um, Robin had some
unfortunate.
good pathing that managed to save his life there, and he manages to get away with that back camp steal. And I don't think they Kukulane and Kronos lost too much farm for going for that rotation, but it's still scary. We do see a play being made in duo though. On her a little bit poked out. However, level leads for both of them here. Both being at 3 while the Dan's Brew
But
does not.
notice Artio is completely out of mana.
That is true as well though. With that I don't think you're right, I need to look at mana more, because with that Madison will not be able to afford to make a play and even have to walk away and go purple here. We do see
Oh,
Jinx
and this is a very good invade by Jing Chen.
Link doesn't manage to get it in time. Gets the double root though. Dan's Brew finishes up clearing wave and Audio getting a little bit first out. However,
They managed to shove a whole wave in a tower.
they do. That's very good for them in terms of keeping even. However, Purple Buff does go the way of Madison. So end of the day, I don't think it's terrible.
Nope,
This is
not at
already
all.
an incredibly different game from last game. Last game we had 4 kills on the table by the 3-minute mark. Whereas right now, we have not seen any kills on the board. However, several lanes got pushed, and as you said, these aggressive picks like on her from behind feel way worse. So, Ravin does
Notice
get caught
Honor
out of
has
the...
the least farm right now on the whole map.
Yeah, that's true. He has the least gold, which is not great for him, but uh, yeah. There are also a fair amount of XP on Jin Xian. So, Fox dashes out. Homebot blinks in but gets rooted, and it doesn't look like a play will be made. Robin is over securing the blue buff instead. We do see on the left side a little bit of action here. Artio gets the stun on Jingxian, however, they're still pretty safe. Thus far, it has been a lot more of an even game, in terms of, like, kills and just overall, like, not too much. Neither side has been willing to really go all in on a kill quite yet. I think the scariest thing we've seen is that Robin almost getting caught out for that invade. However, KSU has managed to push a couple of waves. So, I don't know. I think right now it still very much is going to be very hard to call how this game will go.
Indeed, but
We do see Jingxian and Dansbury take over to 5. However, Jingxian is a bit poked out, so I don't think they'll be able to make a play before the other dual lane gets it. We do see that Kukulane has a fair amount of XP on the Sobek, actually, which I think is going to be pretty big for Madison. As we said, or as we saw last game, having that solo laner being able to make that early rotation is very important. We do see the Kronos rotating over to try and help on this purple buff secure. And Robin's over on the side as well, but purple buff goes for Madison. Kennesaw State does not contest.
I'm very surprised to see pressure in the dual lane going into KSU right now because you have Artio and Honor.
We do. Robin's
like...
behind. On her jump in. This is scary for Venom here. Artio does get rooted. Cribble Field is down. Danza goes into ult. Ultimate does land. However, Honor goes into ultimate. Makes the rotation over and saves Rossetti. That is very good for KSU getting 2 kills on the duo lane of UW Madison here with that rotation from Albatross on
and
Thoth.
it is just like, at this moment, it just feels so bad to be on her.
Yeah. Kronos does... On other parts of the map, they do manage to get a little bit of pressure. Kronos being able to get a little bit of power damage and levels. A play being made on
even with
Sobek.
Oh, and you see Hunbat's ganking and being able to kill the Sobek, which is quite a hard feat.
I'm honestly shocked that we managed to see that come out. Thoth ult does come down, does connect the Kronos, beats out. Hunbat jumps in, Kukulane's here. Thoth does pick up the kill on Kronos, but manages to get killed in return. Jingxian jumping out, and Madison's now surging forward, looking to see if they can get anything more, and it doesn't look like it.
Nope, so, Hunbat's all being used on Sobek. I think that fight was as good as it can be on the KSU side.
all things, yeah. In terms of the return of getting the 1-for-1 Thoth for Kronos, I think that is all right for KSU. However, I think overall that exchange of the upside going 2-for-1 for Madison is pretty significant. Kukulane now has a 2-level advantage, and the Thoth, despite getting the kill on Kronos, was not able to get too far ahead. They're still at the level, so with Kronos actually having a little bit more XP than Thoth overall. So I think all things considered, that's not terrible for Madison. Despite
Not
them
at all.
getting the double kill in duo, we see that the gold lead has been pretty neutralized as well as the XP lead.
Yeah. Hopefully we see Rira making use of his level advantage here.
Yeah, I'm hoping we see a rotation over by Rira sometime soon, trying to flex that level advantage because if he does not mobile put into use that
Interesting play by the
advantage.
Sobek here. Even though he's 1 level behind, he still went for the invade again in the 2v1 invade.
Kronos does go down here, gets picked up, unfortunately, in this 3-man fight in mid. With the eyes on the Hunebots, KSU felt safe going for that, and that's a pretty significant kill. With that, Thoth will be able to get a sizable lead moving forward. Yeah, I think Sobek there knew he was safe and was just trying to see if the Hunbots was actually there.
You see a lot of game sense and confidence in work that here. Even though he's behind level wise and he's going into a disadvantage fight, he still confidently walked up to that blue buff.
Indeed, yeah. He's not really. He's still playing with a level of confidence that is very important in terms of. Oh, sorry. We do see Anhur under a bit of pressure as well. We were talking about the 2-level lead in solo lane, now down to 1 level, and Workdad is definitely very solid. However, we did talk about how bad Anhur feels from behind, and he is now 2 levels under the Danza Brew
Right.
with Raven here as well. This is gonna be scary for Venom.
Oh, and you
Robin
see the
is
ult
waiting. We
going
see Danza
in.
blink over, jumps up,
Oh,
down.
nice pillar.
Ooh,
But
good
that
pillar,
was
but
just
wasn't
not
enough.
enough.
I think the up
And
down was
you see Madison rotating in, but I think they're out.
maybe we'll see. Humbats blink in, manages to
Oh,
pick up the kill on the Danza. That's huge. However, the rest of KSU is here. Thoth and Jingqian make it. If Madison manages to get out, we'll be fine.
Humbat
However,
still
the
has
knockback
ult. Humbat
into
still has
Thoth.
ult.
Bots gets jumps. Bot. Oh no, the piercing auto goes to Kronos and does pick up Fishay.
Oh,
Jingxian ult out, and it does become 2-for-1
I'm
for KSU.
surprised. I'm surprised Humbat didn't ult the Raven there.
Um, I don't know. I think he was just trying to save the ultimate to get out there. And unfortunately, he did hold it for too long, and he got set up into the Thothel. I think once he heard the sound effect, he shouldn't have. However, we do see a play on Jingxian. Jingxian jumps out of the cripple field. Artio dashes forward. We do see a blink, manages
Nice
to come
blink.
out. That's huge. However, Thoth now under pressure. Kronos done a little off the mark, and now Danza's here. Kronos Rewind does go
And
off in
Kronos
time
managed
there.
to go.
And I think that will be the end of the fight here.
That Thoth poke though.
Thoth dashes
Absolutely.
in! However,
Oh,
Honor jumped away. Artio now running, and nothing comes of it. That's a very aggressive dash in. That's a lot of confidence. We do see a play on
both Scorpions have yet to go down at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah. I think last game, the first Scorpion went down at 10 minutes, almost exactly. The gold side Scorpion went down. But with that, a pretty extended fight on, and overall, not a ton. KSU did come out on top, but they really haven't gotten a ton in comparison to the lead they had last game, even before Gold Fury. Despite the kills being less even, the overall farm is still pretty close, with only 1,000 gold lead versus the 2,000 gold lead we saw last game. All things considered, I think that was probably beneficial for the Anhur. Having Danza shut down there was pretty significant after he died. But yeah, we seen that Madison has yet to be able to really lock down and like to convincingly win a team fight. They've been able to get a pick here and there, but at the end, KSU's been coming out on top with a 2-for-1 trade after most of these fights. So I don't know.
Absolutely, and you'll notice that left side towers pretty much is about to go down even to 1 auto.
Yeah, that is a completely
Venom
fake
can't be
tower.
playing Venom can't be dependent on that tower to protect him from Robin dive.
100%, yeah. We do see that Moonbats is here. He does have ultimate, so might look to make a play. Instead, opts to jump away from the Robin. Gets rooted by Thoth, and now Fish is in trouble and gets picked up by the Thoth here. That's very unfortunate. He was looking to make a play, but the damage from that Thoth is just a little bit too much for him. I wonder if he, instead of jumping into lane, jumped away into jungle. He might have been alright, but it's definitely looks like Thoth is going to be the one that Madison has to focus on in these fights. He dashes into the wall, gets the root on
Yeah.
Ardio. Robin ults in, under tower is now fighting. Collision was just
Nice
in the
ult.
way, unfortunately, and a good ult by Thoth manages to pick up the kill.
Yeah, this Thoth is just being piloted masterfully right now.
Indeed. We now see Collision in a bit of trouble. Dash in,
And,
not able to get the kill on the rewind in time, and the rewind does put him back under tower.
Perfect rewind.
Link
I
in
would say
though.
a second later.
Thoth just got extended triple kill. Beads comes out. Moonbats
And
looking to
we
get shut
see
down.
Moonbats. Oh, but Moonbats is stuck now.
And Moonbats will jump out, but Thoth stays alive.
It would be really nice. It would have been really nice if
Honor makes the
Moonbats managed to
rotation
get the
over
kill.
though. Desert Fury comes, but still, two members of KSU walk away with relatively little health, but Madison not able to pick up those. I think getting that kill on Thoth would have been very big for me.
I think KSU is gonna attempt a Gold Scorpion right now.
I think they just go Oracle. Oh, maybe. No, they do pull it. You're right.
They should.
Yeah.
You gotta keep in mind, both Anher and Kronos has ults down, and Humbas has ult down too.
That's true. Even though
has their ults down too, so.
I guess the thing is, overall, positionally, even though Scorpion doesn't give a whole bunch to KSU, having that Gold Fury up is more beneficial for them, as they are more ready to take these objective fights right now. We do see that.
Imagine last fight when they picked the Kronos and Humbas wasted ult.
Yeah.
If the gold Fury was up, that would have been a free gold on the KSU side.
Yeah. We do see that the Thoth is a full level ahead of the Kronos here, 5-1, as well as the Robin being 2-0. KSU in a very good position right now.
Zach is farming very efficiently because even though he is 0-3, he's still only one level below.
Stun Thoughtful. Thoth dashes out into the bots. Aegis is forced, and it looks like bots will be fine walking away. It's just that. However, on the other side, it looks like a kill on the Kukulane comes out with a gank from Robin. Robin and Sobek manages to pick up Kukulane. We do see a rotation in from Venom here. Kronos very low. However, Thoth will fall to the Kronos. Kronos then falls to Thoth as well, but Jingxian now has no way. He manages to jump. However, we see a dashing Desert Fury come out from on her. I don't think that Jinji will be getting out.
Just too tanky.
Indeed. However,
he
took too many hits. Venom take tower for too long just because of how tanky that is. Bots now Tada and Danza makes the late rotation cleans up. I thought we were seeing signs of life from Madison there, but unfortunately...
But now it's just a Gold Fury for KSU?
Yeah, that just becomes a Gold Fury for KSU for free. They don't need to worry about the RDO going into their jungle if they can just take the objective without any contact. I think that maybe... You think there do you just trade out the Thoth for Kronos and then back off? I think that was...
I don't know there. I think if... It depends on if Venom called the Danza rotation, right? But Venom was there first, so... I think they were right to take that fight, but Venom just shouldn't have jumped into tower first.
I think there's that. I also think... The thing is, they expended Bot's ult on the Xingqian. They expended a lot of resources on the Xingqian, so by the time... And they had to know that the KSU, after killing Kukulane, they knew that Sobek and Robin were free to rotate over, as well as Danza Brutus, so... I think that, honestly, at that point, they take getting a kill on the head Thoth and just call it off. But I do understand the concern, though, because being behind, they have to look to make whatever plays they can. If they did get the kill on the Xingqian there, it becomes a 2-for-1 that's very advantageous for them. But now it looks like this right side Greater Scorpion will be getting looked at. And Madison is right now not in the area, so that will just go the way of KSU.
Yeah, you just see this Danza at fire doing the fire gorp. That just never feels good when you know the ADC is the one on the fire Scorpion.
Yeah, that's the thing. Danza has just been able to make his rotations right now. However, we see a three-man grouping looking at this Thoth Danza. However, Kukulane is also being looked at, it seems. We'll see which side the play happens on. Sobek has made the rotation over as well. I wonder if they've called that. Thoth is just looking to poke out Madison, but it doesn't come much. However, we now see Jing Xian and Robin walking around behind. And with this, all members of KSU are here, while the rest of Madison are still rotating over. Tier 1 mid goes down. Alright. With this, it looks like KSU are going to look to make their way over to this Fire Giant pit. I'm expecting we'll see a Pyro call here, probably. Instead, it looks like KSU is going to actually try and bait the Fire Giant fight. Ardio a little caught out. Kronos gets a big stun, forces beads from Danza, push away. However, Kronos gets plucked. Huge Hunbatsu gives him time to rewind out. A double knockup from Kukulane. Danza very low, goes down to Venom.
They managed to pick Danza. Oh,
Jing
Kronos
Xian.
is so low though, and with no ult, he goes down.
That is a 1-for-1 Cronus for Dan's Brood, but with the Dan's Brood gone.
It's definitely worth it for Madison, though.
Yeah, fire can't be taken. However, Kukulane, now very low, was caught out. Unfortunately, by pathing back through the Fire Giant pit, just gets picked. Even still, despite that 2-for-1 trade, the best that KSU can look for is a Pyromancer here.
Well, as the support for Madison White, what do you think of Gator's build right now?
Let's see. I mean, I feel like at this point, instead of a Stone of Binding, I would have rather. This is what I like to build when I'm building a support that outputs a little bit more damage and we want to really pressure off of that damage. However, I feel like having a little added tankiness from an item for his team with something like Gauntlet of Thebes instead of the Stone of Binding, and instead of Breastplate, maybe looking more at getting something like a. I actually don't know how Pridman works with Ardio ults, so I shouldn't say that. But just in general, I feel like both these items mean that Ardio, especially on the magical side, is just a little bit less defensive than the Jing Xian at this point, who has both the Gauntlet and Pridwin here. And especially from behind, not being as tanky, being an easier pick is not great for her. Because she's not dealing a ton of damage anyways, being only level 11.
I do agree with that. I
don't know. That's not to say that I think it's an alright build, but anyways, we see that Thoth is made a play on mid. Kronos does stay alive. Sobek blinks in. Kronos gets the rewind off. Back to full, however, he's into Robin. But it looks like he'll be able to walk. Danza ult in, though. Ardio body blocks it, however, it does flash over and Kronos goes down. Both mids down thus far. We see beads from Anher. Anher's still alive for the moment. Jing Xian jumping in, looking for it. Anher jumps out. Now Madison's on the run. Jing Xian a little bit in position, but Danza Brew is just focusing power while the Robin, Sobek, and Jing Xian are diving. And it looks like Ardio will go down. And with that, the tier 2 mid will also fall for KSE.
I think part of that was due to the tankiness you just mentioned.
Indeed. I think the thing is we keep seeing plays that look like they can be good for Madison, but they'll just keep not quite being able to walk out afterwards. Like, we saw there a huge kill on the Thoth, plus a rewind coming out for Kronos. So basically all members of Madison were at full in a 5v4, and at the end of the day, they were just a little bit split in positioning and forced away. It looks like Madison do make a Oni Fury call, though, despite being down.
I think this is a very smart play, knowing that all three members of KSU are still on the right side, and only both can really contest. That was a very
I think that was a great
aware play by Madison.
Yeah, that was a very heads-up play by them, realizing that they're behind at this point, that they need to get some objective on the map.
KSU, knowing that Madison's on gold, they're burning fire, but it doesn't look like Madison. Does Madison know, or are they just gonna give it up?
I have to assume they knew, right? Because if you make a play on Fury
like that... Do they have any words on it?
They do not. However, if you're making a play on Fury like that, I feel like the natural assumption is that FG will be next. But
I agree with that.
I think Madison was alright with that because they knew, and all of them make it out. I think they were alright with that because they did know that Fire Giant was going to be going down either way. Like, just because they lost that fight, they knew that the members of KSU were grouped on that right side. So they could either try and take that fight at FG and at best turn it into like a 50-50 for who gets it, or because I think that fight is still advantageous for KSU. Or instead, they can go for the objective trade, and
I agree with you.
so I think that was all right. I think after getting Primal, I don't think they had time to go to Fire, even if they were aware of it. I don't think all of them could make it there and put up a proper defense, so I think instead they decided they wanted to get a bit of gold, try and push the lanes down a bit, as we do see the only ways are stalling out this Fire Giant a fair bit, and then take their chances on a siege. I think sieging for KSU is a little bit awkward. Humbot's ult gives a very good tool for forcing people off of the Phoenix and creating space. I also think
But
that
you also got a siege machine in the Thoth though.
that is also true though. But this time KSU also has a lot less. Without that healing, I think their sieges will have to be a bit more calculated than last time. Last game, what we saw is in each of their sieges, they'd take the fight, start the fight, and then just get healed up by
And
help.
you also have the double guardian making so much space.
Yeah, that is true. We will see. Madison here just has to be able to focus down the Danza Brew. All of them do back, and will be here in time to try and defend this siege. We see Jingqian walk right in.
Jingqian
knock up the
already
audio.
go in. Sobek's in the back. Sobek's looking to peel.
Yeah. Jingqian very low though. Fridwin will save his life here. Huge thought ult! Oh no! On her post out of the fight, Ardio put down.
Phoenix still very healthy, and with Choo Choo up front, and the Chronos.
Box is lurking behind.
I don't think they can burst
Blink
it just
ult! However, it was a little late on the ult. Now Box is in trouble. But so far, Madison has defended, and a lot of KSU's poked out. Shell goes down. This thus far has been...
You still have Chronos on her ult.
Yeah.
And on KSU side, you have Danza and Sobek, but
Sobek
ult goes down.
Oh no, the Thoth almost picks up the Choo-Choo lane, but not enough. Sobek's going down.
Sobek goes down. Wonderful defense by Madison.
This is great. Despite a huge series of ults from the Thoth, as you said, being a siege machine, it doesn't look like KSU was quite able to find the damage. I want to really point out what Rerum on the Cuckoo lane was doing there. He was constantly blocking the autos from the Danza Brew, preventing him from being able to hit it. That was a beautiful siege defense.
There, I don't think Thoth played poorly at all. He just managed to poke them all down, but their fountain's just right back there, and if they didn't manage to get a kill, that poke translates to maybe 10 seconds they buy having one less member.
However, despite it being a 4v5, interestingly, since Fire Giant's still
choose to elect to stay.
They do have Fire Giant, so I think it's understandable. However, I think it is a little bit risky, because if KSU does end up getting wiped here by some, if they overextend or something, they will be in a very bad position, and I don't know how much...
Keep in mind, that Humbats only has 10% CDR right, or actually 20%
really?
CDR right now.
Oh, you're right.
He does. He went
I mean, that makes sense.
Brawlers instead of Jotuns.
I mean, that's fine, because
Boomba
you get it
does
on
give 20 when he hits 20.
So I think we'll see it soon.
Buffalo
back
just came up.
Yeah. Alright, Sobek is now making his way over, and we will see the siege restarted. However, FG is off of KSU now, which is very important to know.
That was just a wonderful defense by Madison.
Yeah, no, that is about as good as you hope defense can go. Getting a pick and keeping Phoenix
Chronos never once was pressured enough to use his ult.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. I think for me the standout player there was definitely Rerum. Was able to keep a ton of space, trying keeping people off the Phoenix there.
And his ult just managed to shove everyone back out of Phoenix too.
Yeah,
it was amazing work done by Rerum.
And
you see Primo being spawned here, but it looks like KSU's not really positioning around to do it.
Fire Giant's also spawned.
Gator's gonna take a peek. I think
they got a ward on.
And it looks like Gator just warded.
Well, I mean, Oracles are on KSU, so instead
if you are Madison this time, you definitely defend Fire.
You have to. I think that's 100%. You have to defend the Fire here because So I think what happened in this game, or what just happened, that was really notable to me was that despite that defense, you have to remember that KSU is still up. They're still up a ton of gold, and we do see Fire Giant pulled by them by just the Danza Sobek right now. And it doesn't seem like Madison are aware. Instead, looking at the Robin.
Oh, is the Robin just sacrificing himself
I
and
think
placing him that
so. I
far
think
up?
this might be a bait.
He can't get out here, can he? Oh, but
He might
Sobek's
be
there.
able to. He still has ulti. And Fire Giant is super low. Madison is now here, though. Bot's ult comes down. This is a
Oh,
50-50
nice
fire.
bot ult.
KSU does
Oh,
get it,
KSU
though.
managed to secure it.
However, Madison now going to look to see if they can get
And
something. Kukulane thrown back, and this is a 45.
and that
Banza finds the bots with
bots
his
get
ult.
dropped, and Choo Choo's gonna follow subsequently.
Yeah, and with that, all 5
And
members
that
of
has to be at
KSU.
least a Phoenix, but we still have both of the carries up. Maybe they can perform some kind of defense at the Titan.
Maybe. We will see. I definitely think that KSU will probably go for the end call here while they're down.
20
But,
seconds till Gators up.
yeah,
20
I
seconds.
with Fire Giant here, pluck on the Kronos,
Nice
he's
pluck.
not in time, and he gets killed before the rewind. And with
Oh.
that, I think that will be game for KSU.
That will indeed be game.
Venom on the Hunter trying his best, does beat the pluck, jumps away, and manages to stay alive. RDO
Gators
now up.
up. Can they defend for 10 seconds here? Doesn't look like it.
We do see Gator go down. Titans at half. On her goes down as well, and that will be game for
That will be
KSU.
game.
Taking the set
Well
2-0
played.
over
Well played by KSU.
definitely.
Yeah, despite the amazing defense Madison put up at the left Phoenix.
Yeah. I think the big thing there is, as we said, I do think that taking that... I think that FG very much was a 50-50 for KSU. I think... However, I think that Madison could have put on a more structured defense because as soon as that FG goes down, that fight's lost, pretty much. They did not get enough damage off on anyone to be able to get a pick. And if with FG on KSU, they can just push it down and end. So, I did like them looking for a pick on the Robin, who did end up taking no deaths even. But, yeah, end of the day.
That Robin. I honestly thought the Robin just positioned very poorly, or even that was a sacrifice play, drawing all 5 members away, but he just got out of there.
I think it was 100%. I think he knew what he was doing, because it was definitely a weird positioning, but I think 100% he was trying to either make room for or bait the Madison members away from the FG to try and be able to get it uncontested, which I think he did well, and I also think Robin's a little bit safer than you're giving him credit for. He still had ultimate, and he was not as well as his 2, so all it really took was a 2 and then a ult over the wall 2 FG to get to his team members, I think. However, I definitely
agree with that.
I think Madison not having vision on the Fire Giant there, because they didn't have any vision on it, I think was very problematic, because they have to be a little bit aware of the fact that it is possible that KSU is making that play while they are going on the Robin. Even if that wasn't planned by KSU and they hadn't already started FG, they didn't kill the Robin fast enough, and in theory, KSU, as soon as they see them collapse on the Robin, could have just run FG and done it. So, as a day, definitely GG's to KSU. They will take 3rd place overall at the ISU Smite Invitational, and I don't think Madison played poorly in either of these games either, but I do think they definitely have some stuff to think about in terms of how they want to be approaching both their... I think the thing is, we saw both of the early Gold Furies go down without... we saw both the early Gold Furies go down as a result of Madison taking a poor fight and then losing too many members to defend it. I think Madison will probably be wanting to take a look at how they approach that mid-game first objective fight and how they position around that, because both of those fights were like a little bit of almost an overextension, I think, in both Game 1 and Game 2 that they got caught out for. Like, they got a kill and then chased someone down and ended up dying for it, so...
At the end of the day, do you think that Kronos was probably the best pick too? Kronos was top pick too, wasn't it?
It
They top
was.
pick Kronos and Rerum.
I mean,
and Choo Choo.
just from the stat lines, you can tell that the Kronos did not get as much value as the Thoth here. Thoth did exponentially, like, he did 3 times the player damage, which is, that is a blowout, unfortunately. So, with that, I think Kronos can be a good pick, but I don't think he got the value that he needed to here.
Against a coordinated team, it's just too easy to blow up, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. For Kronos Ultimate, it's easy to think about it as a very much just get out of jail free card. Like, if you're under a lot of pressure, you can just press that button and be safe. But in reality, unless you have like a team to peel for you while that old cast time is going off, you can be burst so easily. Like,
Because you're a mage and you and you keep that remaining health bar. It's not like you get full health right away.
yeah. So I think that's I think Kronos does have a place in the meta. I just don't think it saw the value it needed to, because at the end of the day, because of that rewind, Kronos doesn't get a big damage major. He just has to be constantly staying alive in fights and dealing damage himself. And if he's spending most of the time trying to peel for himself and run away instead of autoing and using his 1-3 on the opposing team just as often as possible,
Mm-hmm.
he just
I agree.
Kronos, I feel like, is another mage that feels really bad from behind because he doesn't have a big blow up ultimate like that. Uh, his
Absolutely,
damage is
absolutely.
more sustained. So,
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think honestly, uh, I thought the Anher did very well into the Danza, even after Danza getting a 2 level lead due to ganks.
yeah.
You saw that there was one fight that he almost turned. If the Robin wasn't there, that would have been a kill by the Anher for sure.
I mean, at the same time, though, you always have to consider
Um,
when making a statement like that. The reason that fight happened is because the Robin is there. That
that is true.
that
That
is the
is
reason the
true.
Danza is picking that fight.
Almost makes me want to like in the future maybe like ward the purple buff too, because you saw that Robin just like
Yeah,
going from buff camp or like side lane and ulting into lane, not even necessarily having to hit the ult, it's just to cover the distance and use it as a surprise factor kind of.
yeah.
I
No,
don't think you
exactly.
can blink past those camp walls anymore.
You cannot. You cannot. They're too thick for a blink. But yeah, no, I think that is something to definitely be a bit more aware of. Into maybe it might be very specific for the jungler. Like I think Robin especially can get a lot off of that. But yeah, I don't know. It was a very interesting play. And at the end of the day, or it was like I think Venom was playing from behind about as well as you can on her. But I don't know. I don't. I feel like both times. Also, didn't Madison gave up a first pick, didn't they? To
Or
KSU for the second game.
KSU picked Danza
Yeah, they did.
or Danza, and then it went Kronos and Choo Choo,
Yeah. So
and then they went Sobek and Jing, I believe,
yeah,
and we got the on her pickup,
as much as I
and
think on her can be good, I have not the games where Madison has won, at least from what I've seen, has been largely from them winning the late game. I have not seen them, except for like teams that they are just largely better against. When they've been fighting against the harder teams, I don't feel like I've seen picks that really thrive off of the early pressure doing quite as well. But
correct.
I don't know. It's definitely interesting. End of the day, um, it's definitely congrats to KSU as they come out at third place on top of the tournament. Madison comes out fourth place, which is still very impressive.
Very
Um,
impressive. Looking forward to AVGO.
yeah, I think that's the big thing. This is an invitational tournament, and all that was on the line from this game is bragging rights. I think more than anything, this will be a good learning experience for both teams moving into the AVGL season, where there's a lot more on the line. Um, I'd much rather take the loss here than in the actual AVGL. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
Yeah, I look forward to watching Madison Cardinal play in AVGL. I
yeah,
think they can go definitely very far.
we'll see.
Hopefully, maybe a rematch in the future.
Yeah, I think that it will be definitely interesting to see how the team continues to develop. I'm gonna ask if anyone has any interest in doing a post game interview, and if not, we will wrap this up. Yeah, definitely. Um, a fun game to watch. GG's to both sides. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what adjustments are made in the future by Madison because I think their picks in this game are definitely different than the picks I've seen them have in the past. Like in the past, they've been putting on Venom on picks like the actual Danza and like the um. Hello,
Oh, we have Zach.
Yo.
how goes it? How are you feeling after that loss?
Not the greatest, but I figured I'd come in and say something.
Fair enough.
Um, yeah, that was not like our greatest set all around. We all kind of like had mistakes at different points in each game, and there's some like indecision on stuff we wanted to do. But I don't know. We felt like we played pretty well. I think we just need to like. I think something we need to change more. It's not like picks and stuff. Like we felt pretty good in both games. Like we obviously maybe we shouldn't have gave up our third game when we were kind of expecting that and didn't have like the greatest picks into it. But like we were fine giving up dons at both games. We just had some mistakes. I think it comes down to we just need to like take one more step as a team. Like we need to change our playstyle a little bit or be able to play more playstyles, which I think we'll work on. We've already begun working on it. Going into AVGL, this is kind of just like a hybrid of like some stuff we've been working on, and it didn't work out ideally.
Actually,
so.
regarding picks, Zach,
Yeah.
what made you want to first pick Chronos game 2?
Well, we second picked it both games. They had first pick
I
both
meant
games.
like first pick for your team.
I just think he's that good of a god. They played it. Their mid plays it like that's like one of his. That's like his most play god, and he played it, and that was our worst loss against them.
No, I do remember that actually. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And I've been playing it a lot. Hell was he picked two gods good into it. Like Hell is good into it. Just the burst caught me off guard with my ult, and I didn't play around like choosing an ult and the Aegis correctly every single time. And Thoth can keep him at bay. We knew that we banned Thoth game 1, knowing we had Chronos, but game 2 we banned the Hell. Maybe we should have kept the Thoth out, because they're just kind of like... There are counters to Chronos, but yeah, that's, I guess, the Chronos pick. But we just thought it was that high priority in this set, and I still do, but...
No,
we should have played differently with the Chronos, is all I'll say about that.
Yeah, as you said, something that I was looking at is, I feel like the picks you brought out this game, and just the playstyle in general, has been a little different from the past. Like, especially game 1, just picked a lot more of early pressure picks than I've seen in the past with Ratatosker and on her Ymir dual lane. So I do like to...
Yeah.
I'm enjoying seeing that you guys are working towards this new direction. And as you said, I think there are a few kinks to still work out, and like KSU still played very well. But I definitely do think that just from the games that you've lost in the past, outside of this one, a lot of it was to early pressure picks, being able to give an advantage early game that, despite you guys having a very strong late game macro playstyle, you weren't quite able to. So I do think that's the right direction.
Yeah, I think it's in kind of a high, to reiterate, you're right. I think we're kind of in a hybrid of like trying to be able to play multiple play styles, and that's probably why I saw some different picks.
And I definitely...
it would have been nice to win this game, but I think in a way we were all content with like making top 4, and maybe like, and we know AVGL is coming next week. This week was like kind of a big midterm week. I know a lot of people at UW are like in the same boat. So like, I don't know. This just kind of felt like, I think we just know we need to like be motivated and better in the AVGL that's coming up. And like, it would have been really nice to win this game, and we tried and we really wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. We can take stuff from this and just like move on. I think it's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in AVGL, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good luck to you all too. We're gonna have 2 teams in AVGL.
Yeah. Should be fun coming up. So yeah, for anyone who's still sticking around, watch out for those games, and thank you so much for joining us, Collision. It is unfortunate that you guys picked up a loss here, but as you said, this is just moving forward into the more important tournament, and I think it will be a very good learning experience for your team moving forward. So.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the cast again. Thanks for anyone who showed up and is in the chat, I guess.
All right. Well,
hopefully, stay tuned for hopefully better games.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that will be it for today's stream. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, you said AVGL. Do you know when the first game for AVGL is again? Like when
It
that should be
starts
going.
Tuesday.
That
This next Tuesday, and it's going to be every Tuesday and Saturday.
All right.
Similar. So maybe we'll stream every game, maybe some games per week because we have 2 teams and they both have to play with scheduling and stuff. But we'll try and do as much as we can because yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, look out for that, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys later. Peace.